What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How you doing today? I hope you're excited because we're back with another video. Today, we got the top 5 trending Young Guns for the month of May 2025. The playoffs are in full gear. We're on to the conference finals. Final 4 teams and some Young Guns are trending today. Going to go through some of the ones I see trending. And let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments below. As per usual, this is not financial advice. Please invest in sport cards at your own risk. All graphs will be courtesy of Sport Card Investor for PSA 10 Young Guns in US dollars. Not a sponsor or anything. And my list isn't the right list. If I missed any names, let me know in the comments below. Young Guns that is trending that I may have missed today. And yeah, without further ado, let's get things started with number 5. Up first at number 5, some of you may be surprised by this because he's not currently playing in the NHL. It's Leo Carlson of the Anaheim Ducks. His Young Guns is trending a bit over this last month, and a lot of you might be confused, like why on earth would Leo Carlson's Young Guns be trending? And it's because he's currently playing at the World Championship in Sweden and Denmark. Well, he's in Sweden because he plays for Team Sweden, and he's been playing pretty well against some pretty solid competition there at the World Championship. I believe he has 6 points through 7 games or something along those lines. We'll look at his numbers here in the second. But yeah, I think he's trending because he's a young forward with the Anaheim Ducks. I think he's going to be their franchise player. Like, Sears really hasn't lived up to expectations. It sounds like McDavid might be on his way out. I would love for the Habs or another powerhouse team to pick up a guy like McDavid because I think he's a gamer. But it looks like Leo Carlson's going to be the face of the Anaheim Ducks. At least they plan him to be. So that's another reason he might be trending. But yeah, I think it's really the World Championship performance is showing people that, hey, this guy's going to take another step next year. And I think that's why he's trending. Now, I don't have his World Championship stats on here, but at the time of this recording, he did have 6 points in 7 games. But his second year in the NHL here, 45 points, 76 games, which is an improvement from his 29 points in 55 games in his rookie year. I would hope to see that number increase next season, maybe 60, 70 points. I think 70 would be spectacular for Leo Carlson. And if Anaheim can someday get good, I feel like I've said this with numerous Anaheim Ducks cards in the past. This card could be worth some money, but Anaheim, not the greatest card market. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, let's take a look at the graph now. Taking a look at the graph here, you can see last month one sold for 78 US and one recently sold for as high as 106 US. There was some sales over the last month or so as low as 51 US. So this could have been a spike sale, but there's another one that's sold in that like 65 to 78 range too as well. So he is trending upwards, but definitely could be a spike sale. Do you buy, sell Leo Carlson? I think right now Leo Carlson would be a good sell just because I think over the next months or so, I think he's going to continue to trend down as the hockey season kind of whittles away and he's not playing. I think in July or August, this card would be worth less than it is right now. That being said, though, I wouldn't hate holding Leo Carlson until next season. I think he's going to be a pretty good player. I think he has a long-term upside. I just think if you have one right now, now is probably the best time to sell if you want out of Leo Carlson before next season. All right, up next at number 4 is a guy who was eliminated from the playoffs recently. For context, I'm recording this shortly after Game 1 of both the conference final series, so it wasn't that long ago he was eliminated. But Kyle Connor, the Winnipeg Jets, is trending over the last month, I think because he's shown in the playoffs that he's a big-time goal scorer and he will rise to the occasion. And I think he's one of the most underrated goal scorers in the NHL. And I think this playoff showed people how good Kyle Connor actually is. He doesn't get a lot of attention mainstream media-wise because he is in Winnipeg, but he is definitely an elite goal scorer. And he's kind of falls in that range in between like true elite and like top 6 forward. He's somewhere in the middle. He's not like an Austin Matthews type of goal scorer. You know, Matthews had a down season, but he's definitely above average. He's kind of somewhere in the middle. I don't know how he ranks among like the top goal scorers in the league. Like, he's not even close to Ovechkin or anything, but he's nowhere close to like just a top 6 forward. So he's a weird guy. Taking a look at his stats here, as you can see, elite goal scorer, 41 goals this year, 34, 31, 47, 26, 38, 34. Hit 40 a couple times, consistent 30 goal score, close to 50 the 1 year. And this year in the playoffs in 13 games, 5 goals, 12 assists, 17 points. Very impressive stuff. He kind of showed that he is an elite player in the NHL. And yeah, I don't really know what to think of Kyle Connor going forward. I think he's definitely got some upside if Winnipeg were to go on a deeper run, but we'll have to wait and see. I think it'd be a good time to sell considering he's now eliminated. But yeah, let's take a look at the graph now. Taking a look at this graph, you can see one sold last month for between 95 and 89 US. One sold for as low during the month at 84, but recently one spiked up to 106 US. I think this is because he was playing in the playoffs and he was playing pretty well. What do I think it does from here? It could definitely drop back off another 10 US dollars or so. So I think it'd be a good time to sell. Like I said, he's one of the key parts of their franchise, so I wouldn't hate holding on to him. I just think right now is a good time to sell. His season's over and I think his value will drop over the summer and then increase again when the NHL begins again in October. Up next at number 3, usually there's one person on every list that surprised me when I do these videos, and this is that guy. Jason Robertson of the Dallas Stars is currently trending, and I understand a little why, but he hasn't really been playing all that well, and he was hurt for most of the first round anyways, so I'm kind of surprised to see him trending, but I guess people think Dallas is going to win the Cup, and I don't blame them. They look like an absolute wagon, but Jason Robertson to me isn't at the core front of it. Like, it's guys like Wyatt Johnson, Matt Duchene's really stepped up, Miro Heiskanen's back now. He looks great. Thomas Harley, Rupe Hintz has been great. To me, Jason Robertson is just kind of in the middle there. I don't even think he's on. I don't think he's on the top power play unit. If you guys have followed the channel for a while, you'll know that I've been a big Jason Robertson supporter in the past, and I think he's pretty underrated. He had 80 points again this season during the regular season, and he's got 2 points so far in 7 playoff games. The playoff numbers, you kind of want to see those a little higher, but I found Jason Robertson to be a really streaky player. Like, he'll go really cold and then he'll get insanely hot out of nowhere. And really right now it seems like he's kind of cold. Maybe he's still injured a little bit. I just honestly, if the Dallas Stars go on to win the Cup, I just don't think Jason Robertson's cards are going to skyrocket. I think a lot of the attention will go to other guys on the team, just because Dallas is so deep. Like, you got so many players. Sagan, you got Jamie Benn, you got Rupe Hintz will probably get some card love. So many cards on the Dallas Stars will go up. I'm sure Jason Robertson's will go up if they win the Cup. I just think I'd rather buy a Wyatt Johnson Young Guns right now than a Jason Robertson. Taking a look at his graph here, you can see last month one sold for as low as 70 US and one recently sold for as high as 104 US. Pretty decent increase there. I'm guessing the spike, the increase was because he came back and he's now playing in the playoffs, because he did sit out, I think, the whole first round there, and now that he is back, he is playing and getting some more games under his belt, and we'll see if the points come. Maybe he's still playing hurt, but yeah, honestly, I wouldn't hate buying Jason Robertson. I think his card would go up if they won the Cup. I just like other Dallas Stars cards better personally. Keeping on the same topic here, now, Jason Robertson, I'm unsure if his cards would really skyrocket if they won the Cup. This guy, on the other hand, Connor McDavid's Young Guns would absolutely skyrocket if Edmonton went on to win the Cup. At least that's my prediction. I think his Young Guns would go up dramatically if he got his first Stanley Cup, because I think everybody would be paying attention to it. Everybody would want McDavid cards. That's my opinion. I think he'd be a decent buy right now if they were to go on and win the Cup. They got one game away last year. We'll see if they can beat Dallas. Like I said, I'm recording this after game 1 where they absolutely choked that lead away in the third, so see if they can rebound from that. And take a look at his points, just spectacular stuff. Another 100-point season for him, kind of a low total compared to previous years, but 19 points in 12 playoff games. If McDavid wins a Cup, his cards are going to go up. I'm pretty certain of that, because he is on track to be one of the greatest, if not the greatest player of all time. And if he gets a Cup, that's the one thing he's missing. So I think his cards would definitely gain some value. Taking a look at this graph, kind of all over the place. As low as $2,000 about a month ago. One sold for as recently as high as $2,700 US for a PSA 10 Young Guns. So a pretty significant increase there. We'll see if McDavid is able to get his first Stanley Cup. Like I said, never a bad time to buy McDavid. I just think he's a generational talent and something special. I'm interested to see if he can get it done this year. And coming in at number 1, some of you may have been able to guess it based on how he's performing in the playoffs. It's Miro Heiskanen of the Dallas Stars. Now, very interesting playoffs for Miro Heiskanen. Heading into the conference finals, he's leading the playoffs in scoring. Of course, got absolutely hot there near the end of the Colorado series and at the beginning of the Winnipeg series. So I'm interested to see if he can keep it up. Of course, we saw how it went against Colorado. We can be in a world where we see Miro Heiskanen play the Carolina Hurricanes for a Stanley Cup. That would be absolutely crazy. The fact that he went up against Carolina and Colorado in the same Cup run, if he went on to win it, that would just be absolutely legendary. And I think that would definitely help his card value. One thing that does hurt, though, of course, on his Young Guns, he is in a Colorado jersey. That always hurts a little bit, but his Young Guns is still trending. Just an absolutely crazy season for Heiskanen at this point. As you can see, he had 64 points on the Colorado Avalanche this season. He had 6 on the Carolina Hurricanes, 18 on the Dallas Stars during the regular season. In the playoffs with the Dallas Stars, he has 20 points in 14 games. Crazy stuff. See if he can keep it up and see if he can go and win a Cup after all this trading fiasco. Like others on this list, his Young Guns all over the place, but last month one sold for as low as 110 US and one sold recently for as high as 223 US. They've come back down a bit to like 167, 175. But that's still an increase from what it was about a month ago. Do they continue to be around that range? I think it depends whether or not they make it to the final, whether or not they win the Stanley Cup. If they do, I definitely think he could go up in value, like if he won the Conn Smythe or something. But honestly, I don't think that's likely because I don't know. I just think Edmonton's going to beat them for some reason. I don't know what I hope for. I hope McDavid wins his first cup, but I would like to see Dallas win as well. I just don't really want to see Florida repeat. Let me know your guys' cup picks down in the comments below. Who do you want to see win, and who do you think's going to win? Let me know down in the comments below your thoughts. Thank you all so much for watching another one of these videos. I appreciate the support each and every time on every single one of these videos. So thank you all so much for that. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. Thank you all for watching, and I'll talk to you all later.